to the club using any style that appeals. Kit.
I want to see a show of hands, those of you who understand the word Friendfluence. Just a few. Great, no problem. I also want to see a show of hands, those of you who are parents in the room. Parents?
Yes. Yeah.
A good number of them. Fantastic. Now let me see a show of hands, those of you who would like to become parents in the future. Fantastic, I have an audience. It is said that we become the product of the first 5 people we spend the most time with. Think about this. We become the product of the first 5 people we spend the most time with. I was around 18 at the time when I first got taught by my parents about Friendfluence. My dad had met a particular friend whom I wasn't really associated with. She was a friend of a friend. You be careful now. She's going to influence you in a poor way. That was rather blunt, teaching me about Friendfluence. I promised myself that I would do it differently when it came to my turn to become a parent. Let me share a story with you. A few years ago, as a parent, you have to make tough decisions for the best interest of your children. I had a friend. Notice I said I had. Let's call her Mary. Mary had 2 little kiddies. They were around 7 and 8 at this particular instance that I want to share with you. They were over at Mines to play with Calvin. One day, out of the blue, I heard quite loudly, both of them said to Calvin, "Calvin, you should be ashamed of yourself." Now this is the tone that they used with Calvin. As a mother, I have never spoken to my child Calvin in that manner. I have no intention of allowing anyone to speak to Calvin in that manner in our home. I immediately tried to nip it in the bud. Ask the kids, "Children, do you know what that phrase means?" "No." "Where did you hear it from?" "Oh, so and so in the family said it." They picked it up from adults. They had no idea what the phrase meant, yet they were passing it on to Calvin. At this particular time, Calvin had just lost his uncle, i.e. my big brother, to a very sudden death. You can understand how fragile he was. He did not need, "Calvin, you should be ashamed of yourself." That was unnecessary, especially in our own home. Therefore, as a mother, as a parent, I had a duty and a responsibility to put up the boundary with these children and tell them in a stern and firm manner, "Children, we do not speak to anyone in that manner in this home." I told the parent who came to pick their children up, "Nobody speaks to my son or anyone else in this manner in my home." I did not expect this to stop because children are always going to be children. They are going to copy adults, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, because children are the best copycats. It continued, again and again. It would be foolish of me to do the same thing and expect a different result. Therefore, I was at my wit's end as to what can I do to stop this. It was toxic. It needed to stop in order to protect Calvin and his already damaged self-esteem. When I was observing the behaviours of Mary, I realised she had become rather toxic in her behaviours. And there was only one thing that I could possibly do. I couldn't change Mary's behaviour. I couldn't change Mary. The best thing I could do was to stop her kids from coming to Mines to play with Calvin. However, that meant it would have a huge impact on Calvin because these kiddies were Calvin's friends since they were babies. You know the saying, "What doesn't break you, what doesn't kill you will never break you." As a parent, I had already about 3 or 4 years of personal development to my name. I had developed a reasonable level of emotional intelligence. I knew I could handle this, although I knew it was going to break Calvin's heart, and it did. Because children's friends are everything to them. Yet I knew Friendfluence was something that I needed to teach Calvin, especially at this particular moment in time. You want your friends to be supportive. You want your friends to lift you up. You want your friends to be there for you in times of need. Not to tell you should be ashamed of yourself. In conclusion, we become the product of the first 5 people we spend the most time with. I want you to ask yourself, what are you becoming with the friends that you currently have? Where are you heading with them? What have they got you focused on? What have they got you reading? Being at Toastmasters is a great example how Toastmasters influences us. It's either in a good way or a bad way. However, there's more good than bad being surrounded by Toastmasters because we all want each other to succeed. We all want to support each other. We all want to be there to guide you. I want to think about Friendfluence because the quality of your life is determined by the quality of relationships you keep around. Toastmaster.